Night has arrived, and I know this is when everything you managed to carry during the day finally asks to be felt, when the noise fades and the world slows down. Your heart no longer has anywhere to hide. You replay moments you thought you had moved past. You feel the weight of decisions that still have no answers. You wonder how much longer you can keep being strong without rest. Listen to me now. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are tired because you have been holding what was never meant to sit on your shoulders alone. I see the effort you make to stay composed. I see the silent strength it takes to keep going when no one is watching. But this moment is not asking you to prove anything. This moment is inviting you to breathe, to loosen your grip, to understand that rest is not something you earn after everything is fixed. Rest is something you are allowed to receive even while questions remain. Tonight is not about solving your life. It is about releasing control long enough for peace to reach you. You do not need to protect yourself from me. You do not need the right words. You only need honesty. The heaviness you feel is not a sign that you are failing. It is a signal that you have been carrying too much for too long. Stay here with me. Let your heart slow down. There is nothing you need to perform. Tonight, there is only something you are allowed to let go of. The reason the weight feels heavier at night is because the day keeps you busy, pretending you are in control. Activity distracts you. Responsibility gives you structure. Movement creates the illusion that everything's manageable. But when night comes, stillness tells the truth. Your mind revisits unfinished conversations. Your heart reopens fears you pushed aside. You remember the things you could not fix, the words you could not say, the outcomes you could not change. This is not because something is wrong with you. This is because you are human. Night does not attack you. Night reveals you. And what it reveals is not weakness, but exhaustion. You have been holding yourself together with effort instead of trust. You have been carrying worries as if vigilance could protect you from pain. But constant control does not bring safety. It only tightens your chest and steals your rest. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop carrying everything alone. You do not lose responsibility when you surrender. You gain peace. Letting go does not mean you stop showing up tomorrow. It means you stop punishing yourself tonight. Right now, nothing bad will happen if you rest. Nothing will fall apart if you breathe. The world does not collapse when you place your burdens down. That fear is a lie. You are allowed to be held. You are allowed to be quiet. And you are allowed to trust that I remain present even when you release control. You have learned how to survive by holding everything together. You became the dependable one, the strong one, the one who does not fall apart. And at first, that strength felt necessary. It protected you. It helped you move forward. But over time, something quiet happened inside. You, carrying everything alone, started to cost you more than you realized. Your body grew tired before your mind admitted it. Your heart learned to stay alert even when nothing was happening. Peace became unfamiliar, not because it was unavailable, but because you forgot how to receive it. There is a hidden cost to always being the one who endures. You stop sharing the weight. You stop asking for help. You begin to believe that rest is a reward instead of a need. But hear me carefully. Strength that never surrenders becomes a burden, not because you are wrong, but because you are human. I did not design you to carry fear, pressure, and responsibility without relief. When you rely only on yourself, your heart stays tense, even in quiet moments like this. That tension you feel in your chest right now is not random. It is the result of carrying tomorrow while still standing in today. You tell yourself you will rest once things are stable, once answers come, once problems ease. But peace does not wait for perfection. Peace arrives when you stop demanding more from yourself than you were meant to give. You are allowed to soften without falling apart. You are allowed to release the weight without losing your identity. I'm not disappointed in how long you have held on. I am here because you no longer have to. You do not need to prove your strength to me. I already know it. What I want now is not your endurance. It is your trust. And trust begins the moment you admit you are tired and choose to stop carrying what is breaking your rest. There is something you need to understand about control, and no one taught you this clearly. Control feels like safety because it gives your mind something to hold onto. It creates the sense that if you stay alert, if you anticipate every outcome, if you prepare for every possibility, then pain will not surprise you. But that safety is an illusion. Control keeps your body tense and your heart restless because it never truly satisfies fear. Trust feels different. Trust feels uncomfortable at first because it asks you to release what you have been gripping for so long. That is why letting go feels risky, not because it is wrong, but because it is unfamiliar. I am not asking you to stop caring about your life. I am asking you to stop carrying it as if everything depends on you alone. When you try to control what you cannot change, your soul stays on edge. When you trust me, your spirit finally finds space to breathe. Letting go is not giving up responsibility. It is choosing a different source of strength. It is saying, I will do what is mine to do, but I will not punish myself by carrying what I cannot fix. You do not lose anything by trusting me. You gain rest. You gain clarity. You gain peace that does not come from certainty, but from presence. Right now, your mind may be asking, what if things go wrong? Listen closely. They already have, and you are still here. You are still standing. You are still loved. Control did not save you then. Trust carried you through more than you realize. Tonight, I am not asking you to leap. I am asking you to loosen your grip just enough to feel how light your chest becomes when you stop holding everything so tightly. When I say that I am carrying what you can't, I am not telling you that your problems will vanish overnight. I know you fear disappointment. You have heard promises before that did not unfold the way you hoped. So listen carefully. My presence is not proven by instant solutions. It is revealed by the peace that settles into you, even while the situation remains unresolved. Relief comes before resolution. That is how you survive without breaking. When I carry your burden, the weight no longer presses against your chest. Your breathing changes, your thoughts slow, your heart no longer races toward worst-case scenarios. You are still aware of the problem, but it is no longer crushing you. This is not denial. This is trust. You do not need to stay tense to be responsible. You do not need to rehearse fear to be prepared. I carry what overwhelms you so your heart can rest enough to heal. You have been trying to solve tomorrow with tonight's strength, and that is why you feel empty. Tomorrow will have its own grace. Tonight only asks for release. The peace I give you does not depend on answers, timelines, or guarantees. It depends on presence, on knowing you are not facing the unknown alone. Even now, as you listen, you may feel resistance rise in you, a voice that says, but what if nothing changes? Hear me, something is already changing. You are no longer alone with the weight. That matters more than you know. You are allowed to feel held before you see results. That is how trust begins to rebuild itself inside you, quietly, without pressure, without fear. Right now, something small but powerful is being asked of you. Not a dramatic decision, not a vow to change everything, just a moment of release. You have been carrying your worries inside your body without realizing it, in your jaw, in your shoulders, in the way your breath never fully reaches the bottom of your lungs. I am inviting you to notice that, not to analyze it, not to fix it, just to notice it. Because awareness is where release begins. You do not have to push the weight away. You only have to stop gripping it. Imagine what you are holding loosening in your hands, not disappearing, not being denied, just no longer pressed so tightly against you. Feel how your shoulders lower when you stop bracing yourself. Feel how your breathing softens when you Accept that you do not need to stay alert to be safe. This is not surrendering your life. This is surrendering the pressure you were never meant to absorb. I am not asking you to understand everything you feel. I am asking you to trust what you feel right now. That gentle easing in your chest is not imagination. It is what happens when you stop fighting the moment and allow yourself to be held. You do not need to explain your fears to me. I already know them. You do not need to justify your exhaustion. I already see it. Release does not require words. It requires permission. Permission to rest without guilt. Permission to pause without fear. Permission to believe that you are still loved, even when you are not fixing anything. Stay in this moment. Let it settle. This is how peace enters you quietly, gently, without force. And once you feel this, even briefly, you will recognize that letting go is not losing control. It is finding rest. You were taught to fear the night, to see it as the time when worries grow louder and loneliness becomes heavier. But the night was never designed to harm you. It was designed to restore you. When the world grows quiet, it creates space for what was ignored to finally be tended to. This is not exposure. This is care. I work gently in moments like this, not by overwhelming you with answers, but by easing the parts of you that have been clenched all day. Night is not an ending. It is a reset. While you rest, your body repairs itself. While you sleep, your mind sorts what you could not resolve while awake. And while you release control, I carry what you placed down. You are not wasting time by resting. You are cooperating with the way you were created. You do not need to stay awake to protect yourself. You do not need to replay every possibility. To be prepared, I remain present when your eyes close. I remain faithful when you stop striving. There is no moment where you are more vulnerable to me than the moment you allow yourself to rest. That vulnerability is not dangerous. It is sacred. Tonight, you do not need to earn peace. You are stepping into it. The quiet you feel right now is not emptiness. It is space. Space for healing. Space for clarity. Space for strength to return without effort. Let the night do what it was meant to do. You are safe here. You are held here, and nothing you release tonight will be lost. I know your mind is already drifting toward tomorrow. The responsibilities waiting, the conversations you need to have, the uncertainty you cannot predict. This is where anxiety usually tightens its grip, convincing you that peace must wait until everything is resolved. But listen to me. Tomorrow does not need to be solved for tonight to be peaceful. Peace is not a reward for clarity. It is a gift for trust. You have survived days you once feared you would not make it through, and you did not do it by having all the answers. You did it one step at a time with grace you did not know you had. That same grace is already prepared for tomorrow, but it is not required right now. Right now belongs to rest. When you carry tomorrow into tonight, you drain yourself before the day even begins. That is not wisdom. That is exhaustion disguised as responsibility. I am not asking you to ignore what matters. I am asking you to stop borrowing trouble from a future that has not arrived. You will face what comes with strength that renews itself when you rest, not before. You do not need to rehearse fear to be ready. You do not need to stay tense to be responsible. Trust allows you to lay your head down without guilt, knowing that what awaits you will be met with help, not abandonment. Tonight, choose peace without conditions. Let tomorrow remain where it belongs. You are allowed to be here, fully present, fully safe, fully held, without answers, without plans, without pressure. Stay with me a little longer. Before you rest, there is nothing left to figure out in this moment, nothing left to carry. What you place down tonight is not drifting into emptiness. It is being held with care. You may wake up tomorrow and find that some questions remain. Some situations are still unresolved. Some paths are still unclear. That does not mean tonight failed. Peace is not proven by perfect outcomes. It is proven by the way your heart feels right now. Softer, slower, less guarded. You are not alone in the quiet. You never were. Even when you felt unseen, even when you carried more than anyone knew, I was here, and I am still here. Rest does not make you unprepared. It restores what fear depleted. Let your breathing slow. Let your thoughts loosen. Let your body settle into the truth that you are safe enough to rest. Nothing is being taken from you. In this moment, something is being returned. Strength will come again. Clarity will come in time. But for now, peace is enough. Sleep without defending yourself. Release without explanation. Trust without conditions. I am carrying what you can't, and you can rest here